Today we have a special treat for you. So this is for New Year's. We're having the prime rib roast. So this is a tradition that we always do. No, sometimes do. So the star of the show is this 10-pound prime rib roast. This is a nice cut of beef. This is AAA prime rib. So it's well marbled, nice layer of fat on the top. So what I'm going to do now is just separate the ribs from the meat. Just go along the bone here. So you can see the separation. You can leave a little extra meat on the bones if you want. That way when you have the ribs, you got some meat. But I'm going to cut it real close here. So you can see it's going to be pretty close here. So these are the beef ribs. So that's a meal in itself, if I was going to eat all the ribs myself. But we'll probably share the ribs, of course. So you can see there's a nice rack of ribs right there. There, see the ribs there? So you just separate the prime rib. So you see a separation right there, that's it. Takes about 5 minutes to do that. So what we're going to do now is put the beef back onto the ribs. Take a string here. We're just going to make sure the ribs are attached to the meat so it doesn't separate. Just like that. And then just cut it off here. Okay, there you go. So just tie up the beef like this. Any kind of knot to do it. So just cut it off there. Cut off part of the string if you want. So now what we're going to do is just going to rub a little bit of oil all over the meat. So I'm just going to use cooking oil. This is corn oil. So you can use other kind of oils too. Peanut oil, canola oil. Don't use olive oil. Olive oil has a low cooking temperature, so I would avoid using olive oil. So what happens with the meat here, with the oil, also helps make the salt stick and the spices stick. So next step, you're just going to put a little bit of pepper on there. On the side. Okay, that should do it. So I'm going to use sea salt, which is the flakes, so it absorbs into the meat and fat a little easier. I'm going to put a little bit of thyme here. Thyme, just going to rub it in. Put a little thyme. I got about maybe 2 tablespoons of thyme. Put it on the top here. So we've got the oven preheating now at 450 degrees. We're going to cook the prime rib for 30 minutes at 450 degrees. And then another hour and 3/4 to 2 hours at 350 degrees. So this is based on roughly 13 minutes per pound. Our roast is just slightly over 10 pounds. So as soon as the oven gets to 450 degrees, we're going to pop it in the oven. So it's at 450 degrees for the first half hour. Once the 30 minutes is up, it's time to add some water to the pan. So I'm going to put about a liter of water in there. So I'm going to turn the heat down to 350 degrees. We're going to finish cooking at 350 degrees. Be sure to baste the prime roast with the liquids at least 2 or 3 times as you finish cooking the prime roast. So finally, it's time to take out the roast. There it is, a simple and easy way to cook prime rib roast. Now it's time to cut off the string. You can pull off the string at this time as well. Slowly lift the roast onto a tray. It's time to put the ribs back into the oven to finish cooking. Finish cooking the ribs for 20 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees.
Tent the roast for 20 to 30 minutes with tin foil to keep the roast warm.
Here comes the first cut. Yo. Oh yeah. There it is, medium.
We would like to wish our viewers a Happy New Year. May this year be the best year for you ever.